Happy Tea Tuesday, everybody. For today's video, I am doing a sit down slash different type of video because it's Tea Tuesday where anything goes. This was originally thought of by, I think, Grandma Sandy, or she's the one that got me doing it. I don't know if she's the original creator of Tea Tuesday. So I got tagged in a creator challenge, the Get to Know Me challenge from Millionaire Paul, who was tagged by somebody else. And we're gonna do it. There's a whole pile of questions. I may not get through all these questions. They're totally random. And we'll try to have a little fun with this and see where it takes us. Question number 1, do you have any pets?
I don't think I need to say anything. Do I wear glasses? Most of the time, if you were to see me somewhere, I'll be wearing these.
Do you drink alcohol? No, I do not. I haven't had any alcohol since 2009. And in my entire life, I can actually remember all of the incidences I've had alcohol. And I'm not kidding. I have probably had it 10 times in my entire life. And when I say 10 times, I mean 10 individual drinks. And when I say drinks, I don't even mean finishing the drink. I mean, let me give you an example. When I was 15, that was actually when I had the most alcohol. Yes, I was a little underage, but that's a whole other story. I went on a trip to Europe, and that was the time I had more alcohol than I've had in my entire life. Mom, you don't need to watch this segment. I had white wine in a grocery store, and it was delicious, and I illegally imported a container back for my parents. I believe it was white wine. And in the restaurants in Paris that I went to, they only served wine. If you wanted water, that was not an option for some strange reason. Very odd. Never had that before in my life, where they literally only served wine. And I didn't like the wine. It was red wine. And then we went to a disco in Italy. The only time I've really done disco type activities. And they had free, I think they were free drinks or like limited drinks, or you could just get drinks. I didn't even know what to order. So I was with this group from high school, some of my colleagues, and they suggested I try Long Island iced tea. And I did. And let me tell you, to this day, if I was to drink any alcohol, that's what I would pick. It was so delicious. I've heard it's pretty strong. I don't know the actual ingredients, all of the ingredients, but it's the only alcohol that I actually like. And anything else, I pretty much won't touch. And even Long Island iced tea, I have no good reason to drink it, but it does taste delicious. So there's the story on my alcohol consumption. Next question, can I do 100 push-ups? Well, I don't know the answer to this, so we're going to find out together. I haven't attempted a push-up in longer than I can remember, so this is going to be quite the experience, attempting 100 push-ups. Wish me luck. Now, I did note that the original question did not specify the variety of push-ups, so we're going to do them my style, and we're going to say that counts. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to stop, and it's not because I'm tired, it's because this is legitimately hurting my knees. I'm going to show you my knees. I have rather unique knee structure, and it's actually hurting them, so I'm not going to do any more. If you can see. Here is a closer up view of one of my knees. So here is the knee structure. Give you a different angle here. I have something called excessive cartilage. There's probably a fancy medical term for that, but basically I have an extra chunk of cartilage that I was born with on my knee. And And if I put extra pressure on it, doing anything at all, whether I'm sitting on my knees, leaning on my knees, kneeling down, doing CPR, any of those things really hurt my knees tremendously when they're not injured. And I injured my knees twice since January of this year. I actually injured both of my knees twice, so we're not going to do any more push-ups. Legitimately, it was not hurting my arms and I was not tired, but it tremendously hurts my knees, so I don't think that's a good idea. And if I do try the original style push-up, let's see, this is not going to go well. Oh boy, I'm too weak. I legitimately am too weak to do a push-up. So sad. What is my favorite season? Well, without any doubt, it is the autumn. I absolutely love autumn or fall. Definitely my favorite season. My second favorite season, I don't know if I can even pick. Yeah, I don't think I can pick. It's definitely fall. Fall is my favorite season. What is my favorite hobby? Well, if you haven't figured it out by the title of this channel or any of the content on this channel, then I'm not sure what to say about that. My favorite hobby is gardening. I love gardening. I love plants. I love everything that is plant related. I like other things, but gardening is my number one hobby. I spend the most time and the most money on gardening versus any other hobby. Do I have any tattoos or piercings? I have 0 tattoos, though I have thought about getting tattoos. But I have never acted on those thoughts. I used to have my ears pierced, and it was literally this year I have been neglecting putting my earrings in, and they grew over completely. I attempted to insert some earrings, and there was no piercing them again. I'll have to get them redone if I want pierced ears, but for now, I have 0 piercings and 0 tattoos. Do I have a nickname? I feel like I've had lots of nicknames over the years, but none of them really stick. There's only one current nickname that I have, and it's really specifically, the most current nickname I have is specifically related to my workplace. I have some absolutely lovely coworkers who I absolutely adore. They are like family to me. I've worked in the same place for 15 years, so we have very strong bonds and relationships. Anyways, one particular coworker is pretty much I don't even know how you would describe him. He comes up with the most interesting things to make the workplace fun. So my current nickname from him is Visa, Visa. That's been my nickname for a while. He did nickname me Lizard one day, which has interesting connotations. But other than that, those are my 2 current nicknames. I don't really have anything else current going on for nicknames. I've had lots of different ones in the past, but those are my current nicknames. What is my favorite candy? So I am assuming this question means actual candies and not chocolates or anything like that. I personally don't eat a lot of candy, but if I was to pick my absolute favorite type of candy, not a chocolate, but a candy, it would be fuzzy peaches. I love fuzzy peaches. Do I believe in ghosts? I absolutely 1000% believe in ghosts. I will give you a little bit of an explanation. If you're new to this channel, you may not know this already. My real life job is a nurse. I have been a frontline nurse in a hospital for my entire nursing career of over 15 years. And a lot of those 15 years, I did tons and tons and tons of night shifts, 12-hour night shifts. Let me tell you, if you've been a long-term nurse and you work in an old hospital, my hospital was built between, I want to say 1950 and 1960. It's a very old building. You will have ghost stories. It doesn't even matter what ward you work on. People die in hospitals every day and they don't always move on. And I have some very interesting stories in my collection. And if you're interested, maybe one day I will throw in a couple here and there onto this channel. Do I prefer rain versus snow? 100% snow. What is my age? Well, Paul and whoever created this questionnaire before Paul, you don't ask a woman their age. That is not something that is okay. So we're not going to discuss that. If you are curious about my age and you want to leave a comment and guess, you can leave it in the comments below. And if you are correct, I will let you know in the comments if anyone actually guesses my real age, but I'm not going to give it away so quickly. French fries or onion rings? That's a tough one. I like French fries and onion rings. And really, they're both delicious. So I don't know. I think on average, I would probably pick the French fries, but I do love onion rings. So that's tricky. Do I have children? I have a hairy child. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I have a brother who is older. Can I cook? Sometimes I can cook. Depends what we're cooking. Can I swim?
Answering the question, can I swim?
I can swim. I live on an island. I live on Vancouver Island. I do not recommend anybody move to an island if they cannot swim. An island is literally surrounded by water, and if you ever want to exit the island, you have to go through the water. Whether you are flying above it or going through it, you are going to encounter water. So you better darn well know how to swim. If something happens to your aircraft or your boat, you're toast if you don't know how to swim. Shower or bath? Shower in the summer, bath in the winter. Have I ever broken any bones? Well, let's define bones. I have not broken any limbs. I haven't broken my arm. I haven't broken my leg. But I have broken something that I guess is bone, depending on your definition of bone. I'm gonna give you a close-up. This is gonna be a little weird. Right here, I've broken these teeth. These are not real teeth. Like, they're real, but they're not real. I actually broke them multiple times, and I'll tell you a little story about that. The first time I broke these teeth, I was playing tennis with my brother. I was pretty young. I don't remember how old. I'm gonna say like 7 maybe. And the ball went between the courts, and we both went for it at the same time. And he whacked me in the face with his racket. Actually, unintentionally, despite our arguments and our fights as siblings, it was not intentional. And he basically broke this tooth, and it was cut in half, basically, not directly in half, like it was a good diagonal that it was split and broken off, but we went to the dentist on the same day. They were almost closing, but my kind dentist stayed to repair it as that was considered an emergency, and it got fixed. And then many years later, another little secret, I did gymnastics for many years into my teen life. I was lifting weights. Well, kind of. I was doing sit-ups on an incline, and I had one of those I had one of those round circular weights that you can kind of like hold on to. Like, they're not attached to like a barbell or anything. I had just like a round one. I don't even remember how much it weighed. But anyways, it was the end of the day and I was really tired already, but we were just doing some like weight training in this weight room. And I had it sitting right here on my chest, and I was on an incline and I was tired. Let me tell you, it didn't end well. I dropped the weight, it landed on my face, I broke this tooth, I broke this tooth, and I chipped several other teeth all at once. And that didn't go very well either. That was another emergency trip to the dentist. So I have broken teeth. I believe teeth are considered bones, technically speaking, but not everybody considers teeth to be bones. So my teeth look pretty good, but I've taken really good care of them in my life. So despite my injuries and other dental problems I've had, I take good care of my teeth, and that's why they look good. But other bones, I don't think I've broken. I may have broken toes and never got them assessed, but other than that, no broken bones. Camping or hotel? Well, in my older years, however old I am, I have generally preferred hotels. However, when I was much younger, I would have definitely picked camping. And I do wonder if that's ever going to switch back. It could. I literally haven't attempted to go camping since I was, I'm going to say about 15. So it's been a long time, since I'm not telling you my age, but it has been a while. And maybe one day I'll attempt to go camping again. Maybe I'll like it, but for now it's hotels. The next question is a little bit interesting. Do I think I am weird? I can say yes and no. It really depends on your perspective. Some people will say I'm extremely weird, and other people would think I'm very boring and ordinary. I think I'm a bit of a combination of both. In many ways, I am super weird, and in many ways, I am super boring and super ordinary. How long have I been gardening? Where I currently live and garden, I have been living and gardening for 9 years. In the past, I was living with my parents before living here, and I lived there pretty late in my life. That might give you a clue about my age, but anyways. And I did garden in their garden, but not like super significantly like I do here. So I want to say I gardened there for 3 years. And I did little bits of gardening growing up, but mostly it started in my last house with my parents for 3 years there before I got the garden here. And this has been for 9 years. So I guess you could say 12 years of gardening and then little bits over the years. But really, I've been gardening my whole life. I love gardening. I always have. I've always wanted to be out in the garden as a child. I always was out in the garden as a child, or in the backyard playing with leaves and sticks and nature and mud. And I've always been an outside kind of person. If I could only grow one thing, what would it be?
The answer is simple. Right here, roses. I would grow only roses. More than any food or anything else, I absolutely adore roses.
What is your growing zone? I grow in zone 7 to 8 on central Vancouver Island. We have a very unique climate in our city because we're surrounded by mountains, ocean, and the terrain is so vastly different. Even in our small little city, the climate can be quite significantly different from one end to the other, or even different sections of the city can have different climates. So they say 7 to 8 is our growing zone, but some places will even say that we are up to a zone 9 because we have so many microclimates within our climate. So it really depends where in the city you are and what kind of microclimate you have. So we're definitely not like a strict 7, we're not a strict 8, we could even be a 9 in some cases. So it varies, but we'll say 7 to 9, even though it's more like 7 to 8. And for this challenge, at the end, you're supposed to tag 5 creators to do this. So I have my list. There is absolutely no pressure. You do not have to answer these questions. I won't be mad. Nobody's going to be angry. But if you were up for it, I would love to hear your responses. I will definitely watch the full video from start to finish and enjoy learning about who you guys are. So first I'm going to tag Gracie's Home and Gardens. Faye, if you're interested, I would love to hear your responses. Next, I'm going to tag Grandma Sandy. Oh my gosh, I am so interested to hear Grandma Sandy's responses. She is one of the most interesting creators I have encountered. An older gal, but so fun. Next, I'm going to tag Star Homestead India. He is quite the character who I only recently encountered on YouTube. I am so intrigued to hear how he would answer these questions. And that's 3, so I need 2 more. I think number 4, I'm going to go with Howie from Food Forest Permaculture. I would love to hear how you're going to answer these questions, or maybe you won't. I'm not sure if this is your style. And number 5, who should I pick? I'm going to pick Anna from Life Home and Garden with Anna Rika. I hope I got that right. She just came back to YouTube after being gone for a few months. I can't remember when she left, but she's been gone for a little while and she just started making videos again. So that's super exciting. I love Anna's channel. I don't know if this is her style of video either. It might not be. So no pressure, Anna. Whatever you like. I'd be delighted to watch your video if you did this. Thank you so much for watching this fun little get to know me better video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all the things, and we will see you probably in the garden very soon. Have a good day.